Use 5. Let's get it. Welcome to another video. This is going to be around the Wealthy in 3 Years program. Coins that I'm pretty certain, according to research, a whole lot of analysis, chart work, talking to a lot of project leaders. I can send you guys different DMs if you want. We finally have a very good information pack of what I think will be the next 5, 10, and some even 20 to 50x coins in the crypto space. It's not the entire crypto sector. In fact, I'm completely avoiding large cap coins and medium term cap coins. What I found was, you have to kind of like look at the rotation around money. And for me, I think there is a lot of upscale potential. The sector in general is looking at a 200x. Right, up until its diluted market cap is complete, right? And we'll talk a lot about this kind of stuff. But I've put it together for you in here. Now, I want to quickly read this letter that I wrote that all investors are going to get inside the financial note. I want to explain to you, what to expect and how to move, right? And this is going to be a quick short video of the coins and the sectors that I'm looking into. And if you want any of this stuff, don't forget the link is down below. For those of you who've been patient with me, waiting, really understanding that rather I don't rush than give you, terrible trade calls that will actually result in losing money. I appreciate you. You are smart. You patient human beings. You guys are special to me, right? So let's rock, guys. I'm going to explain a couple of things. I'm going to explain to you what my train of thought was. I'm going to explain to you why I think this is going to be the best return of investment. I'm going to explain to you again how this program works. Why my financial notes are not the most important thing in your investing. The most important thing in your investing journey is consistency. And ladies and gentlemen, as you can see for yourself, let's just give us a beautiful, highlight, is the power to dollar cost average and to know when and how to dollar cost average. In these financial notes, you'll see I tell you what levels I'm looking at buying and how low I want to keep buying and what's the maximum buy I will do before I start holding. All right, so yeah, let's get into it. Right, so hi again. Welcome to the rebooted version of what used to be the financial stock notes. This is technically only the second financial note of this journey. The first one was sent in October 21, about 5 months ago. Let's address that. And I think I do in the letter, so I'll address it later on. Let's just keep moving. So we keep the video nice and short. Now, just a quick note before we begin. More of a reminder to old investors and new investors, something to please take note of. I have been in the finance sector for almost 9 years, blah, blah, blah. After attending my bachelor course, I used to study law, or I actually studied law. And then after I did the law, I told my parents, here's your law degree. It's not for me. This is what I want to get into, right? So I did my industrial economics with sociology. Then I did my honors in industrial economics. I did my masters of social science in industrial economics. And then I did my masters of technical analysis. And then I did the Antonio Krill courses as an institutional trading portfolio management. And then I got registered with the South African SIM, so the South African Institution of Financial Markets. And that's how I got licensed and stuff like that, right? So after leaving law behind, and what we're doing here, the financials, does not exist in this capacity in South Africa, and dare I say Africa at least. You see, when financial firms put together investment packages, most of the time they pull the capital from clients and simply invest in buckets. Not all the time, but most of the time. I worked on a trading floor right here in South Africa. I know what I'm talking about. I've seen it, right? You literally just put stuff in buckets and you just wait it out. Good returns normally, right? Most of the time they pull capital from clients and put it in baskets and charge service fees and commissions. A good thing to investigate is something like pension funds. I'm sure someone is running big, had your number, called you and said, hey, I'm from this firm that's white and green. Don't want to say the name, don't want to get sued, right? White and green firm, popular in South Africa. There was a drama with the CEO a few years ago in South Africa. There's another firm that's blue and white, such as an S. I don't know. I'm not naming firms, but this is what they do, man. Offer you guys pension funds, unit trusts, different, packages. Essentially, they will give you or promise you an interest rate, say maybe about 5, 6, 7, sometimes as big as 12%, but that's not like a normal. And it also depends on the aggressive packages that you kind of like pick from, and they kind of like play it as medium term aggressive is always better. And the interest rates, all they do is compete with inflation, so that to them they present it as your investments will never depreciate as long as they're gaining this particular interest, because it's above inflation. If inflation's at 7%, as long as you're getting about 10% on your money, it's good money long term. And long term, it can be. But why is this different from that Wealthy in 3 Years program? It's different because when you investigate pension funds, unit trusts, you will notice that the Wealthy in 3 Years program is very different. Number one, you are in control. That's number one of this. Please take control. It's your capital, it's your money, it's your future. Don't invest with 365. You don't give us your money. We don't invest on your behalf. We don't go and put money there for you and take care of it for you and split profits. We do not do that. Anyone who says we do that is lying and trying to scam you. I, Leroy, do not invest or manage for individuals. I empower you. This is one of the vehicles. We've got 2 vehicles. Our full trading course, currently on 75% discount, and this is currently 50% discount. We empower you to do it yourself. Now, my financial notes are nothing but a roadmap, right? But taking the way is not the same as taking the journey. If I do not send financial notes for whichever month, what it means is I personally am not comfortable investing in those market conditions. Because of that, I will not do what other financial firms do, which is to keep people's money circulating in the markets. Most institutions make money by keeping clients' money in circulation so they can get their commissions and services. You'll never invest with a big firm, the green and white firm or the blue and white firm. I'm not gonna say the names. And they call you and say, listen, man, we're about to approach a bear market. Listen, man, the stock market is about to crash, is crashing 10%. We foresee it might crash another 8%. Most of them don't even know. That's not their skill set. Most financial advisors, anyone can do that green and white company, guys. You can go online and become a financial markets advisor within six months to a year. Because you're selling packages. Those guys who are selling, who are licensed, this is not financial advice. If you want financial advice, please speak to a licensed service provider. The licensing is not financial advice. The stuff those guys say is not prudent financial advice. That's what I'm saying, all right? Take it or leave it. I'm simply saying those guys are trained to sell you baskets, right, that the overall firm believes in. And some of those baskets cases do well. Some of them, they split them into local international funds and they do well. Some of them do well. But those guys are not equipped to read markets. Half those people are not financial analysts. In fact, the service provider you go sit down with, right, who sells you a unit trust fund, a pension fund, is not the same person who's actually trading or investing your money 9 out of 10 times. But if you don't believe me, that's fine. I did 2 years in the game. Literally, I saw how this stuff works. All right, there's some senior guy somewhere there who's not investing your money. He's pulling a chunk of change. 3,000 people's unit trust funds, those debit orders for 5,000 people become one chunk change, and then they split it into baskets, and then they let the market do what they want. As long as their service fees and commissions are paid month on month, everything good. All right, so we don't do that. When I see that market conditions are not good for me, for myself, these are my financial notes, my education notes, you're looking at my plan, not my financial advice for you. You're looking at my plan or where I feel like I should put my money. When I look into the markets and I see that, listen, man, these market conditions are not good, I will not be investing. I will always not send financial notes because it is prudent. Now, I'm not saying what big institutions are doing is bad. I'm not saying it's illegal, because it's very legal, by the way, to keep their clients' money in circulation. After all, they'll tell you, how old are you? You'll be like, I'm 38, I'm 28. They'll be like, all right, fine. So if you invest in this package for the next 30 years, you put 500 rands every month, it's a unit trust, it becomes a pension fund, you'll get 1.3 million by the time you're 60. You think, geez, 500 rands, 200 rands every month, that's little money. I'll become a millionaire, I'll have a big pension. You think that's good savings in your mind. That's the structure of the conversation. So you jump on that kind of stuff. But I don't do that in my financial notes. I'm looking for explosive returns, right? Number one. Number two, I need to be able to take some profits to reinvest in other explosive returns, all right? I'm managing my own investments, and you're getting my plan on how to do that on a month-to-month basis. What assets is Leroy buying into? What's he selling? How long is he going to hold? In 2020, while the whole world was trying to buy Zoom because Zoom was big because of COVID, and everyone thought COVID this, COVID that, Zoom, I was selling the living daylights out of that stock. And I held the sell for 2 years. Those of you who follow me, you'd have seen. Easy 46,000 US dollars on that swing trade or positional trade, technically speaking. And the reason for that is I know what institutions are really doing, and I generally understand what retail investors are doing. And somewhere in there is consistent profits, right? If you finally understand how to play the game right. So if the market conditions are trash, they're not good. If there's a bear market, what I will do is I always announce on the channel. I'll announce on the public Telegram group. In fact, January, February, March, I kept saying this on the channel. Guys, I'm 70% cash. I said it so many times. You waiting for the wealth in 3 years? Just wait. I am still cash. Let's watch the fall. I kept telling you, in my trades, I'm selling Bitcoin. I'm not buying Bitcoin, I'm selling Bitcoin. I wanted to go as low as 30K. I was consistent the whole first financial quarter. I kept building up my cash reserves to buy these assets now. Now is the time to buy, right? And even that's a bit tricky, but I'll talk to that later on in my letter. Covering the letter, just a page, and then I'm gonna release you. But you need to understand what's going on here, right? So I don't do that. I don't keep my money circulating in bad market conditions, even though institutions do it. By the way, this is legal. It's not illegal. It's legal that big companies do that. I am not suggesting that what financial institutions are doing is legal or wrong. I don't want to be sued. That's not what I'm saying. I am saying that their business model is to get your cash and invest in it in markets, good or bad, and that's the truth, right? That's part of their business model, and to try and give you an interest on your money above inflation. Simple. We don't want you to be a bowler. We want you to be wealthy, but we'll protect your money. To protect your money is to protect it from interest. That's all it is. But you gotta be a thinking human being sometimes. Sometimes, you know, it's nice to listen to a financial advisor. It's nice to listen to a weird guy like myself on YouTube, but you also gotta think long term for yourself. What price of commodities is going up, fuel is going up, food is going up, which means if nothing changes for the next 10, 20, 30 years, things are going to be more expensive. If my investments are moving at a slow rate pace, only trying to compete with inflation, by the time I'm 65 and I get the 1.3 million rands, I'm using rands because of my context, how much money will I actually have to live off that 1.3 million? And you got to investigate those fees, those service costs. They're like so small. They're like 17 cents or 17 rands. I've forgotten what they were, but they're so small to the human eye that's lazy to think, right? You think it's just a small thing until you remember all things financial markets work via compound interest. So they're not trying to get a big service fee up front. I'm just giving you the game here. It's going to compound as long as you keep getting that unit trust debit order being withdrawn. I'm not saying you should stop that stuff, by the way. I'm simply telling you how it works. You will get your 1.3 million. That's probably gonna be, you know, worth about $1 million because 300,000 rands was eaten up over time, inflation, expensive life costs, and there'll be an extra 400,000 rand called hidden costs that you will not see that goes into services fees, because those fees accumulate, your money accumulates. Which means if you've done it yourself, if you're disciplined enough to do it yourself, you could have made yourself, and I'm making up these numbers, you know, don't quote me, but you could have generated about 2 to 3 million rands with no cost to yourself if you learn how to do this yourself, right? And that's just a simple unit trust example, right? What they do is not illegal, it's just not how we rock. Now, as an act of principle, if I'm not willing to risk my money in a specific market conditions, it seems prudent and responsible to not send you guys any notes, because doing so would be me asking you to do to your money what I'm not willing to do to mine. Please, if I don't send a financial note and I'm not happy, I'll always announce it on my channel, right? Look guys, there's a crisis coming. And then I'm good with that kind of stuff. I read this stuff. I'm freaking accurate most of the time. I was accurate about predicting the 30-day bottom. It happened exactly like that. We saw the financial crash come in November, even though most of the world started talking about a crisis in February, you know, the following year. That's kind of like just how I am, and I'll always be upfront. To bring it closer to home, my last financial notes were in October. Remember, that's how I started my letter, like about 5 months ago. But you gotta have to ask yourself why. Because I know in finance, I know in trading, I know in Forex, I know in investing, there are scammers out there. Did I subscribe to something and this guy's right away with my money? He's not gonna do his service. Should I ask for my money back? I know people scam people all the time. With scamming, you know, 90% of the responsibility is always gonna be on you. If you get scammed, and you give someone your money to invest for you on your behalf, you are brutally lazy and you're not actually serious about your financial future. The scammers are wrong. They're criminals. They should go to jail and should be locked up. But let's also agree that you are brutally lazy and you actually don't take your financial future seriously. If someone is not licensed and you can't verify the license and you can't trust the whole licensing process behind that person, they should not manage your money, your passwords, whatever it is. Do it, learn to do it yourself. All right, that's honestly speaking. You can't get scammed. Scamming involves you giving consent to losing your funds or your password, at least, whatever it is. Stop that stuff. Right. So I want to address this, that if I don't give you a financial note, it's because the market conditions at that time, I just don't feel like investing in that market right now. That market to me doesn't look like it's going to yield me a 1:3 roughly. Or I'm going to I'm looking at assets and I want them to drop a little bit more. We communicated, but I definitely don't want you to think that a lack of a financial note means I'm investing quietly by myself. Now, I've been 70% cash all year. Today is Saturday, the 9th of April that you're seeing this video. I am going to allow everyone in the Wealth in 3 Years program to see the video, to read the emails. I start putting money down on Monday. By Monday, I'm assuming you've all seen this video. We've all received the email and we go. If you join us after Monday, that's also fine. But I just want you to know, before I send these emails out, I haven't put any money in the markets. I want us all, because 5, 6, 7 months from now when I say, this asset is now 600% up. How many people are in with me? I want people to be in with me at the same level. This asset is now down 500%. It's time to close our losses here, guys. It's not going to work. I want people to be at the same place with me. Those of you who want to take this journey with me. All right. So if the market conditions are not okay, and I don't think it's a good idea for me to put my money down, I won't give you a hint for where you should put your money down in case I am right. For example, to bring closer to home, my last financial was in October, but 3 weeks after that, it became clear to me that a massive financial crash was coming. If you follow my trading channel, please subscribe. I kept lamenting this issue. We dealt with the Evergrande crisis, right? We're one of the first channels to cover that stuff. I told you guys what China was doing, the housing crisis and the ripple effect. I covered a whole lot of supply chain crisis and inflation crisis. We looked at tapering by the Fed in November, and we kept saying, look, man, the markets are baking a big explosion, right? It's not going to be good, like long term. And while sometimes it can be difficult to accurately predict the future, we're 365 trying to apply ourselves to doing just that. It is impossible to be right 100%. Please don't join my Wealth in 3 Years program. Don't join my trading program. If you're looking for 100% results, go to those scammers. They seem to do it every day, right? I know my trading strategy gives me an 85% win rate, right? On any given, average sequence of clusters, as long as you follow the rules. My investing, I'm never going to give you the stats on that because it's going to sound like a lie, right? Investing program is slightly higher. That's all I'm going to say, all right? But anything can happen, right? I could always be wrong, and I'm always happy to be wrong, because inside those wrong moments is when I get to finally learn something new. All right, that's how I personally now grow 9 years later. Now, we can't be right 100% of the time, but innovative research, which is what I love to do. I'm a researcher, qualified researcher. I have accredited journals, academic journals, peer-reviewed. On Monday next week, I will be sharing on my personal Facebook my latest textbook chapter. That will be a textbook sold in every single university course for 2nd and 3rd years on this kind of stuff. I am really good at this stuff, right? In terms of the research anyways. I'm not trying to inflate my ego. I'm lamenting the 365 pedigree, right? We take time to research and understand these things for a very good reason, right? So innovative research and dedication to being the best. We do our best to approach the markets in a sincere and sober approach. Now, remember, my last financial note is in October 2021. If you know how to read charts at a basic level, all you have to do is just go to any chart, equities, stocks, crypto, and click on the weekly time frame. You will see from November 21, marked the beginning of the stock market crash, and that many seem to only realize this in February this year in 2022. Crypto markets being led by Bitcoin fell about 55%. Bitcoin fell about 55% from the 10th of November, non-stop until just last month in March, all the way down to 32,000, from 68, the all-time high, all the way down to 32,000 US dollars. If I had put out a financial note in November, December, January, February in altcoins, if Bitcoin fell 50%, you know those altcoins fell 80, 90%. Do you know I would have been flooded with messages by people, don't do the course, don't take the trading course, therefore don't know. I mean, if your level of knowledge is here, I respect that. If you don't want to take the course, I'm not forcing you, but I'm simply saying my new job would also now be to babysit every single investor's portfolio. I'm panicking, markets are down 80%, what should I do? I'm selling. Anyone who closed when the markets were down 80% lost money. That's how you lose money in crypto. Right? Because you enter wrong, so you buy high, you bought at the all-time high last year when Bitcoin finally was pumping 65,000, 66,000, 67,000, and the whole world is going, Bitcoin to the moon, Bitcoin 100K, the whole world, except for 365. In 365, I kept saying there are order flows at 30,000, there are order flows at 20,000. I can even see Bitcoin coming down to 12,000. And that's the difference about us. Our trading strategy is birthed out of financial market crises. 1935, the boom tech 2000, supply and demand crisis of 2008, the financial crisis, and this one. When I wanted to learn something, I wanted something that works all the time, especially when things are wrong, right? The most money is made during a crisis. Now, had any notes gone out in November, January, February, March, most people, untrained minds, would have been in a panic. Because if crypto, the mainstream crypto coins, Bitcoin, Ethereum dropped 55 to 60%, altcoins were wiped out, right? And that's why I'm so glad, you know, because you panic. I panic sometimes, like, what do people think? I'm not releasing notes. You know, will they trust 365? Do I have to, you know, babysit people? Or else just be patient. It's coming, be patient. I don't know, like, but I get very busy sometimes. I'm only human. And I hope that, you know, there's a little bit of brand trust right now. But if you look back in hindsight and just apply your minds, you'll realize that if you're enrolled in the Wealth in 3 Years program last year, October, I saved us by not giving out anything. I just kept announcing I'm going cash. The more cash, I take trades. I can't invest right now, I'm going to take trades. Instead of doing the 10% rule of my trading profits, for me to become 70% cash, 40% of my trading profits were going into a holding account, getting ready to buy the bottom, which is what we're going to do today. All right, so for my senior traders and 365 students who have done my course, and right here there's a hyperlink which will take you to the course, 75% off if you want, right? This is something they are taught not to worry about, right? Not to worry about those market cycles, how to think around market cycles. Now, all the answers are always in careful research and chart analysis, but for a program like this that is generally open to the public, it's also supposed to be low, not lost, but low cost entry, telling people to invest in a bear market cycle with the crypto market and the stocks markets crashing, all of this happening before the war. It's not like I knew there's going to be a war in February. I just saw what markets were telling me in November, right? Before the war, and it fell a whole lot more after the war, would have caused most inexperienced people to not only panic, but also to flood me with messages. And this is just the case. And I'm terrible with those one-on-one messages most of the time anyways. Now, I did not know there was going to be a war this year all the way in November. All I knew was the flow of money was spooked by something. And at the time, it was inflation fears. And if the Fed chair, Powell, got his new term at the end of the year, or was it the beginning of this year? So markets didn't know, is Powell going to get his second term renewed? Because Powell is a big figure in financial markets. He's the Federal Reserve chair, right? So when he got reappointed in January, by then in October, November, this added to market uncertainty if he was the right man for the job, or if his inaction was going to trigger global recession. Just to bring this up, because you're gonna say I didn't tell you, global recession is coming. I can't see us avoiding it. It takes about a year to 18 months for it to fully be like, here I am, right? But it's coming. Like, everything is now in place for global recession. Believe you me, it's coming. Now, so there was no note sent out, blah, blah, blah. And I am glad I stuck to my guns. But in such times, what is the best thing to do. So if you're receiving the April financial notes, and I believe there'll be another one in May, they'll be very consistent for now, right? As long as we keep buying down. But let's say something happens in the markets in August and there are no financial notes that following month. What are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to panic? Or what are you supposed to do? You're getting this one today. Some of you now have October's one and this one. You are supposed to keep dollar cost averaging into those assets. What do you want another list of assets for if you don't even fully own a lot of those assets that you already have? You want to be wealthy in 3 years? Well, that means you got to invest. You want to be a multi-millionaire, but you don't even have a full Bitcoin yet. You don't have a full Ethereum yet. You have 20 XRP coins. Ooh, I mean, guys, it takes money to make money. But most of your guys' problem is not money. Your problem is discipline, consistency, and clarity about what you want out of these things. You always dollar cost average. Whether a note comes or not, the things that you already own, that you already bought from last month's financial note, buy again. Leroy, when do I stop buying? I tell you, I'm going to buy XRP from 0.50 cents all the way to $2. If it's not yet at $2, every month I buy. It's called dollar cost averaging. When are you going to stop buying Bitcoin, Leroy? Well, that's a different question altogether. I plan to own as much and as many whole Bitcoins as possible because things are shifting. And when Bitcoin becomes too expensive, I don't want to be screwed. More importantly, I'm buying that for my kids. That's my kids' inheritance and my great-grandkids' inheritance, right? I'm going to say something that you're not going to believe, and that's okay. Bitcoin, before most of us who check left or right when we cross the road and eat an avocado at least once a year to stay healthy, most of us, before we leave this earth, Bitcoin will be worth almost $5 million per coin. Today is the 9th of April. Today is the last day of the biggest Bitcoin Miami 2022 conference, and I've been streaming in, if there's a specific speaker that I want to listen to, I'm only listening to industry day and industry speakers. I am only listening to what institutions are saying. These guys are flooding the crypto space like there is no tomorrow. Everybody wants two things from Bitcoin. Number one, access to market volatility, because that thing flies, and exposure via EFT or something, anything that the regulators will allow, they want in. But you, my friend and my brother, my sister, with these financial notes, you get these every month or whenever they come out, and you still are not dollar cost averaging. So please, you get this. Oh, click on this link here, right click as you're reading this thing, open a tab just like this, just open it, and a video is gonna come out. A video that I put for you a long time ago, which I want you to re-watch. Maybe you watched it the first time. Go watch it again. You're not ready for this. Because if you need me to come and tell you about what dollar cost averaging is, you are not ready. It's a 15 minutes video. They're young, optimistic Leroy in 2021 thinking that people want to get wealthy, people want to get rich. Let me start a YouTube channel to help them. And then I realized the hard way, human beings, free things. They don't even like liking videos. But in this short video, I teach you how to dollar cost average. It's a simple thing. I show you my investments on using a stock market example, how much I made in one by lump sum investments and how much I make if I keep dollar cost averaging. When you dollar cost average, guys, you don't need Leroy. You don't need to know the price of Bitcoin. You don't need to know where the charts are, how the charts look. You say it's the end of the month. I'm getting paid 10% of my salary goes to my future. I invest in it. I don't care how much it is today. I don't care if there's a crash today. I don't care if markets are booming today. I'm a long-term investor. 10% goes, 20% goes, whatever you decide. That's dollar cost averaging. That's what you should do when you're waiting for me and when you're not waiting for me. Because if this year, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, if I hit you with 9 financial notes, you better have enough money to dump in all those assets, because that's market diversity that I'm introducing. Because remember, I'm rotating around sector by sector. The sector that we just did in this financial notes looks at one of the smaller parts of the crypto markets. The market cap for that part is $34 billion. Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, and myself, I agree that it's got room to move to at least a $6-7 trillion US market cap in the next 3 to 5 years, which means every single coin I've put down here has a 200x capability. 200x capability. You put $1,000 US or $1 million. It's not financial advice, but whoever is listening, April to April. I'm giving you this in April 2022. Somebody call me and shake my hand April next year. If you're consistent on this, someone phone me and say, dude, you were right. I promise you, I'll be with you. I'll be with you there. Right, so you always dollar cost average. What does this mean? You buy religiously. Please. Between November till March was the best time to keep buying portions of Bitcoin. Why? It was crashing. When things are crashing, we don't add new risks. But if you already own the asset, if you already bought the stuff I told you to buy in October, then you just keep dollar cost averaging while you go cash long for better opportunities, right? Now, it was crashing, therefore cheaper, right? You are an investor, you must think long term. The quicker you understand this, you will realize the most important thing in this program is not a new financial note. It's actually what you do with your money on a consistent basis, which is the dollar cost average. You can automate this. You guys like debit orders. You like accounts. You got a car, it's an account. You bought a house, it's on a bank loan. You got a credit card. Everything of your life that takes your money away is automated. But you don't have an automated system to breathe life into your finance. Goodness gracious, I don't know, man. These financial notes normally are like $120 US for the whole year, which makes it $10 per month or $10 per financial note. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible how ridiculously cheap this is. Actually, it's on special now. So it's $50 US for the whole year, which makes it $4 per month or $4 per financial note. And you're still sitting on this stuff. It's up to you, man. But please, family, you should, in the last 5 months from the last time I sent you a financial note, own a lot of XRP. I told you to buy XRP. XRP only won and beat their case this year. We could see they were going to win it. So you should have been buying, right? XRP is about to explode. It's been exploding. If you look at the monthly time frame, there's a new demand. Where do you think price is going after that, guys? Come on, man. Parts of Bitcoin. You should own parts of Bitcoin. Your goal is to own one full Bitcoin at least. It's expensive, I know, but you better start now. You better start buying now. But if Bitcoin is too far for your budget, 40-something thousand US dollars. What about Ethereum? That's for you can do it. In 3 months, you can own one Ethereum, and the thrill. The addiction of finally owning an asset that appreciates in value and understanding the supply and how it's going to explode. Ethereum is going to overtake Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is really ahead. You probably want to own 3 for yourself, 2 for your kids, 3 for your husband, wife, lover, whatever, for your granny, for your pension. You want to start thinking around these lines. Binance is the biggest trading platform. These are old coins, are classic coins. These are must-haves. We're not looking for 25 million X in these coins. These are basic must-haves, right? Binance Coin, Cardano, Chainlink, Litecoin, all which got cheaper as Bitcoin crashed. Lastly, as I conclude and try and catch my breath, you paid for your first year in the program. So now I'm talking to people who subscribed. You've paid. You're getting this because you paid. Whether you paid it last year, some of you joined 2 days ago, a month ago, whenever you joined, you paid. The year is only over, please, so that you don't be one of those people who messages me and I probably don't see your messages in time. The year in the program is not over after 12 months have passed. The year is only over after you've received 12 financial notes from me, not after 12 months. So if you join us in October, I don't want you to panic. I don't want you to think we didn't get a financial note in November, December, January, February, March, so all of this is gone. And Leroy, what about those notes? No. You only got one financial note in October. It was called financial note number 1. Your second one is now in April, and it's actually financial note number 2. So even you will be getting notes until next year, until you get 12 notes from me. Then my team will be like, you've now received 12 financial notes, your subscription is now over. Do you want to renew again, or you happy with all the money you've made, etc., etc.? That's how it works. We're not here. I don't care about your money. All my stuff is cheap for a reason. I don't care about your money. I care about you. I think you, in general, especially everyone in the world is welcome to join. But if you're in Africa, listen to me. I can't do this by myself. We need a financial revolution in our continent. I don't care about countries. I don't care about borders. I'm not a prick. I understand that Africa definitely needs one big currency. Africa definitely needs a whole new leadership across the board. Maybe just leave Rwanda alone, but everyone else got to go. Africa needs a youth perspective on their finances. And my little programs are dirt cheap. Not because of any other reason, but I am trying to rope as many people in. There are some millionaires that we've made in our academy who don't care about the broad vision, and that's okay. That's their money. But guess what? Out of the 108 six-figure traders in 365, 6 started prop firms. 4 of those prop firms are in South Africa today, operating. So it's no longer just 365 on the floor. We've got good people, good human beings. 2 are outside of South Africa, but within Africa. That's amazing. Out of the 108 six-figure traders, 3 are building schools. See, that's, for me, that's it. That's legacy. I'm like, yeah, cool, do that. Make this place better. So the stuff is dirt cheap for that reason, all right? I mean, I could change our model and price things fairly, but we'll get like 90% less people. My point is, take these financial notes seriously. I beg of you. You will always get a financial note. It doesn't end after 12 months. It ends after you've received 12 notes. That's how year 1 ends. Now, please, if you have chosen me, as I conclude, to be your pilot, then just like any other flight you catch, trust the pilot, buckle your belt, and let's get there. The moment you get too impatient with the market and get taken over by the urge to just randomly dump money, that is when you lose. Most people bought Bitcoin last year at the all-time highs think Bitcoin is a scam. There are human beings who ignorantly walk around thinking Bitcoin is a scam because they lost money. You, my sir, my ma'am, are the scam. Right, 365 guys. So that's the link that I sent out, and then obviously I can't share the rest, you know, of this financial note. You can see it's 19 pages. Scroll by quite fast. So in there, what I'm buying all the zones, how long to hold. It's a lot of assets to get in. You gotta get in. Okay, let's talk about this. Really. There we go. Right, and this is also important to bring about. I'm not a genius. I don't have a magic box. I don't have an oracle lamp. I don't have the future. Right, so all of this could be wrong. All of it could be wrong. Guess what? I'm gonna keep it in, and I'm gonna try something else and try, because I understand that's the cycle of market. So forecasting represents predictions of markets and volume patterns utilizing varied analytical data. It is not a representative of the projection of the stock market or any specific asset. Just because I've been wrong before, right before, I have a reputation of being right, whatever it is not an indicator that I'll always be right in the future. But if you take this on as educational and you use it, the way I'm telling you that I'm going to use it, and I so happen to be right, then you also happen to be right too. So there are about, give or take, 19 assets here, guys. Some of these assets, believe you me, I found crypto tokens with good projects that have not launched, that are in better taste inside this financial note. And one of them, if I'm not mistaken, is 2 cents right now. Can you imagine how much money is going to be made in its first journey to $1? You guys know that assets give you 1,000x return on this road alone. Like some assets are 1 cent, some assets are 6 cents, and all of these assets are coming from all-time highs when Bitcoin was an all-time high. So they are good projects. They did very well. They are down because they were in a bear market cycle, which is normal in crypto. But if these things go back, not to the moon, I don't care about the moon. If any of these assets in here go back to their all-time highs, price points where they naturally arrived at in the past, money is going to be made. Like, babos, oh goodness. I don't know how to come across to you. Listen, the link is down below if you want to subscribe. There was a vote yesterday. I'm the one who voted. Everyone voted against me, and then I still vetoed them. Our course 75% off is going to last for the whole month of October, of April. One person sent us an email that was very understandable. They're like, look, man, I want to join the course, but I've budgeted blah 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 blah. So basically, can you extend the 75% off until the last day of the month of April, so that in my next pay cycle I can join you guys? And that's understandable. I'm fine with that. So 365 Traders course 75% off until 30 October. Wealthy in 3 years financial notes will also be 50% off until 30 October. Right after that, everything goes back to its normal prices. The course is $400 US. There's a payment plan for that though, and the Wealthy in 3 years stock notes $124 per year per 12 financial notes. All right, for those of you who've been waiting, I truly appreciate your patience, man. You know, I've been very busy for the last 2 weeks working on the actual course, building module 3, finalizing all that stuff, and then I decided I can't push this, you know, to the aftermath. I had to focus on this weekend. I'll be getting my mind wrapped around a lot of things now moving forward for the week. If you receive this in your mailbox, and to everyone watching, please note there's no rush. This weekend, especially tomorrow, Sunday, I'll be dropping a lot of tutorials, right, to do with the stuff I've said you should do in here. If you don't know what to do, how to open a MetaMask, how to mint, how does this work, there'll be short tutorials that I've been putting together for you. I want you to watch those first before making a move on any investment. I want you to understand how to correctly open wallets, how to close them, blah, blah, blah. And I think I actually make that same point in the email I'm about to send out to you. See, I haven't even sent the email up to anyone who's in the program. I'm going to send it out now. But that's my point. Please have the notes so that you stop freaking out and you stop, you know, messaging me. Number one, right? See it, study it, see my arguments. Why this special area within the crypto space, right? Why not the main coins, right? Understand the arguments, you know, look around, see, and then there'll be a follow-up email and tutorials of where to buy all these things, which wallets need to be open and all that kind of stuff. Because you, remember, you are going to do it. I'm not opening a wallet for you. For anyone to open a wallet for you, then they get your password and your wallet key and your security is compromised. Don't even try and trust me that much, right? You're going to do it yourself. I'm going to give you a free tutorial. It's going to be on the YouTube channel. Anyone can use it, and then we're going to rock. I appreciate you for watching this video. Shake my hand. I'm so pumped to get this out of the way. And then there's the other group. Module 3, it's coming. I'm working on it. I will tell you when it's ready. If you don't hear me say it's ready, then it's not ready. That's all it is, right? It's coming. I promise you. Remember, there's not a single person who's paid for Module 3. Everyone who registered for the course paid $150, $200 US. You know, there's always a discount for everyone. No one has ever paid for the full course module, as far as I know. So it's coming. I promise you, it's coming. It will be delivered. But I build my own stuff, right? It's coming this April. It's not coming next month. No. It's coming. Let me just finish. Let me finish, please, let me finish. Right, 365, shake my hand. I'll see you guys on the other side. Peace.